gonna see what is gonna happen here. So this definitely did not go well.
I believe you were specifically told that we did not want a body count in this assignment.
Didn't intend for it to happen.
If only intent mattered.
Mm-hmm.
All the tools at your disposal, and yet here we are. I hope you at least attempted to use the internal neuroamp.
I have. It was extremely useful.
And yet not useful enough to avoid a body count?
Nope.
Still, it's good to know the applications are proving themselves. So now it's just a waiting game for SSNN to break the news. Once the story airs, we have another board meeting scheduled to decide how to handle Infinity. Go ahead, Maeve.
The SSNN broadcast has started. Shall I patch it through?
Yes, thank you.
The murders are believed to be linked to a new investigation where Drexler would have been accused of numerous violations, including murder for hire, unauthorized human trials, and corporate theft. Authorities representing the UC and the Freestar Collective have been dispatched to a consolidated mining station and the clinic. Both locations are believed to hold numerous victims. Drexler's motivation appears to be an attempt to launch a new product based off stolen information from a competitor. The details on the project itself and the competitor have yet to be confirmed. This has been David Barron for SSNN.
Perfect. This exposure puts Infinity right where we want them. The meeting will begin momentarily, but I want you to discuss the options we have with the other members. Infinity's net worth is about to hit rock bottom. So this gives us the opportunity to win a little more public faith.
Ryujin buys it, and nobody loses their job.
Quite right. The truth is, we'll be making evaluations. We'll shed any employees who don't make the cut, slowly but surely. By incorporating Infinity, we eliminate a competitor, get their best employees and contracts, and all while boosting our public perception.
And I thought the Ashta of Aquila were vicious monsters to be avoided.
Sounds like a win-win.
I'm glad we're on the same page. Which is why I'd like you to talk to the board to convince them this is the right move. There are several who might disagree, and you have the perfect tool to help sway them.
All right. Make sure
Good.
they agree.
You'll find most of the board members in their offices preparing. Vina is also here, waiting for the meeting to start. We'll need at least 50% of the vote to go our way. In the event of a tie, I will make the final decision. I trust you'll get it done.
Try.
Keep out of my way, and I'll keep out of yours.
Did Masako send you to try and convince me to acquire Infinity Ltd? I think we both know that's not going to work.
I feel like you just want to be difficult.
If I wanted to be difficult, I could make this much harder on you. But no, this is more than just some petty ploy. The internal neuroamp gives us the power to crush our competitors, not take them under our wing. This is exactly why Masako's time as CEO is finished.
You're way too eager to use the neuroamp on others.
Oh? Your response tells me Masako must have given you similar advice. It'd be unlike her to not fully exploit an advantage, especially when she believes acquiring Infinity is the right thing to do.
Manipulation.
Well, it does make Ryujin look good. And we do gain a wider customer base, which means higher profits. You're oddly right about this one, Op. I guess you are worth keeping around. As long as everyone has Ryujin's best interests in mind, this should make for an interesting meeting.
Yeah, look forward to the outcome.
You and me both. Now, if you'll excuse me, I still have a lot of preparations to make.
Okay.
You operatives really will wear anything. Just the person I wanted to see. I want to get all the details locked down for this meeting, and I believe you to be one of the best sources available.
Happy to answer any questions.
Good. I prefer first-hand feedback when available. You've had the chance to encounter members of Infinity LTD throughout your assignments here. Do you think they're worth redemption? And why?
The majority of those workers are innocent. They didn't know what was going on.
Oh, I didn't mean in regards to Drexler's actions. More in the sense of, should a superior company like Ryujin make room for so many potentially lackluster employees?
Manipulation. Be getting employees on Infinity's cheaper salary numbers.
This is true. Infinity never had the financial resources to match our salary offers. Getting what few capable employees they have at half the salary we typically pay here could have major payoffs in the long run. Next question.
Sleazy.
What is your opinion on how Masako handled the mole situation?
I think it was well handled. It proves how capable Masako is at handling any situation.
And why do you feel it was well handled? Please note I'm not disagreeing. I just want to know the why behind your statement.
Masako and Dalton already had a plan to place to uncover the mole.
Being prepared for anything is a great asset, one that Masako excels at. I appreciate the insight. I suppose I should ask if there's anything I can do for you, considering how helpful you've been.
What are your thoughts on the internal neuroamp?
It's the next big step for Ryujin Industries. Financially, it'll keep us secure for years to come. There's no doubt it's our future.
I'll see you at the meeting.
This has been rather enlightening for me. I appreciate the time.
If operations starts to bore you, let me know. You'd make a perfect lab rat for the R&D team.
Oh boy.
And how's my favorite patient doing? Not seeing any temporal memory flashes or losing time, I hope.
Feeling great.
That's great. I'd say Project Dominion is ready for legitimate human trials in that case. One step closer to seeing market approval. Genevieve is going to be so excited. So, tell me what you think of the neuroamp.
It's the job done.
Well, not the most extensive feedback I've ever heard, but at least it sounds like it's working. So the next question is, what will the fate of Infinity LTD be?
If we acquire them, it'll be fun to see how they recreate your work. Do you have any strong opinions about acquiring?
I'd like to acquire them, although it won't break my heart if we don't. Faye may have stepped over a line in her attempt to replicate my work, but she's a brilliant engineer. I'm very curious to see what else she may have been working on and dig into her research.
And well, if we acquire them, it'll be fun to see how they try to recreate your work.
Exactly. Not that I want to gloat over it. Maybe just a little. Okay, so DeMarcus and I have really been looking forward to it, so fingers crossed this deal goes through. Well, this has certainly been the most interesting conversation of my day. All we can do now is look forward to the meeting, right? See you in there.
If only there were more hours in the day. Great, the bane of my department. If you need something, make it quick.
How am I the bane of your department?
You don't recall our conversation after you were hired? Any legal troubles you cause are my troubles? Steer clear of law enforcement? You've been very busy, and therefore I've been very busy.
I heard you're not a fan of acquiring Infinity.
You heard correct. I've every reason to believe that Infinity Ltd. Is the Pandora's box of corporations.
What are the details on why you don't want to acquire them?
I can guarantee that Infinity Ltd. Was up to more than just the current charges. The process of finding and following up on all those threads won't be easy. I refuse to be blindsided by another corporation's past, so this is going to take a lot of time and patience.
Legal issues aside.
All right, I could use the entertainment. Tell me why Infinity is a good asset.
Manipulation.
You can't possibly understand all the ins and outs of an acquisition like this.
You're part of the greatest legal team in Settle Systems. You can handle this.
Maybe I am letting my distaste for surprises get in the way of this.
I thought someone of your talents would be up for a challenge.
What's hidden within Infinity Ltd. Isn't a challenge. It's tedious work that I refuse to subject myself and my team to. I've heard enough. Too bad it wasn't as entertaining as I'd hoped. If you only had some real talent when it comes to convincing.
And don't make me shoot you. Internal neuroamp would make handling any situation a breeze.
Are you trying to add to my stress right now? First off, if I find out you used that device on me, I will tie you up in court on whatever charges I can conjure for the rest of your life. Second, that tech is one major human rights violation that no legal team wants to fight. I'll do whatever I can to make sure it's either severely delayed or collects dust in storage.
Well, with the proper legal guidance, the application for the neuroamp is endless.
In an ideal situation, yes. And I suppose creating that ideal situation is within my power. Now you've made it sound like a proper challenge that I can't help but accept. Masako's lucky to have you at her disposal, even if you are a continual thorn in my side. You may be the greatest asset, aside from the internal neuroamp, that Ryujin has. This exchange has been surprisingly insightful, but now I really do need to get back to my notes.
This meeting should prove to be very interesting. I assume Masako briefed you on her preferred outcome.
I was told to use the neuroamp to make sure the board votes are quiet. I don't know if I want to do that. Of course, I'm the one she's trusting to make things happen.
That's because you're the one with the tool to do it. As long as Masako has the internal neuroamp on her side, she can't lose.
It's such a shame. The technology, if used by decent people, could lead to so much good. but the harm it can do in the wrong hands is beyond terrifying.
If it were up to me, I'd have shut down Project Dominion a long time ago. I knew it was a grave security risk, and look what happened.
You're against it from the start?
Completely. I understand the success it can bring for the corporation, but my only concern here is security. It's not that the board majority fails to see the dangers. It's that they believe we can overcome them. That hubris could easily bring this corporation down one day. I only hope it won't be on my watch.
Try to manipulate him.
I suppose you're right. As long as I'm fully aware of the risks, I can properly account for them. My first priority will be to get the board and all security members set up with shielding as soon as possible. Plus, if we vote to acquire Infinity Ltd., we're about to add a significant workload onto my team. The last thing I want to deal with are any more incidents this new neuroamp might cause.
The acquisition is worth the work. I know your team can handle it.
I imagine we're looking at months of work. Infinity Ltd. is obviously not known for their security. I only hope that Masako and the others will be patient with the process. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have some preparations to make. We'll be announcing Ularu's termination of employment at this meeting, so I need to have security ready to escort her off the premises.
All right. So we've got one other person to talk to. Wherever your office is at.
Is Masako checking up on me to make sure I'm on her side?
What would you think she sent me?
Because that's what I do. You want something in this business? You don't pull any punches. The only real question is just how persuasive she asked you to be.
It depends on whose side you're on.
Well, you can let Masako know to rest easy. It just so happens that her agenda lines up with mine. We just need to grab Infinity Ltd. while it's got the public's full attention. I'm all about free PR, especially when it's painting us in a good light.
Yeah. Rescuing those innocent workers will really look good for us.
I'm sure I can squeeze enough goodwill out of this to last us at least a year.
Discuss more than just Infinity.
Well, you have my attention.
The neural amp is a game changer but needs strict guidance. Try that.
Don't I know it? I think Alexis and I are truly going to have our work cut out for one another. We'll discuss security ramifications with Dalton, and I'm sure there are alterations, safety nets, if you will, that we'll need from Vina. It's sure to be quite the undertaking. Well, it seems your talents really do stretch beyond just being an operative. Good talk. Maybe I'll even consult you on future endeavors.
Sweet. Right. Barrett standing over my shoulder. Waiting for Masako? What are we waiting for? I guess not everybody's here yet. Attend the meeting. Well, I'm here.
All right, everyone. As you all know, we've successfully exposed Infinity Ltd's botched human trials and murder for hire through SSNN. The public is demanding their leadership, namely Lucas Drexler, face trial, and he's probably writing his resignation as we speak. Ryujin will be launching a statement, but I believe now is the perfect time to acquire Infinity Ltd.
Our intention to purchase Infinity Ltd would put the employees' mind at ease.
Believe it or not, I agree. The acquisition has risks, and it's going to create a lot of work for all of us. But the overall payoff will be worth it.
That and Infinity Ltd's current situation makes them more affordable than ever.
Arguments?
Infinity Ltd is an enormous unknown. The legal and financial risks are too great. I refuse to support the decision. Besides, I have enough to deal with now as it is.
I think what we're all overlooking is what led us to this situation to begin with. Yes, our security was compromised. But considering Dalton was hired by Masako, the issue obviously starts at the top. In fact, I propose that Masako be removed from CEO altogether.
Ularu, this isn't a line you want to cross.
And considering you're the mole, if anyone's going to be removed from power, it's going to be you.
Hold up. Are you saying you lied to us?
Dalton, the last meeting we had, you distinctly said Imogene was the mole, and she'd been dealt with.
Only lied about Imogene so Ular would incriminate herself.
Do you even have any proof to back up this outrageous claim?
Of course we do. The malicious code you hid on this slate to upload incriminating evidence against Masako onto Lucas Drexler's computer.
To put it bluntly, Ularu, you're fired. Security will hold you in your office until a proper exit interview can be done.
This isn't right. I should at least have the opportunity to resign.
Nope.
And allow you to still be marketable to a competitor? I don't think so. This may be news to me, and I will be reviewing the evidence closely. But this isn't something you just get to walk away from.
You're finished here.
Security, escort Miss Chen to her office and see that she stays put.
You'll regret this. All of you.
I believe the only regret would be trusting you to begin with.
All right, back to business. All in favor of acquiring Infinity Ltd?
Aye.
All against? Good. Alexis, start drawing up the necessary documentation. Anyone have anything else they'd like to bring up? If there's nothing else, this meeting is concluded. I'll be following up with a few of you shortly.
At least if you're here, you're not screwing up out there.
You're looking interesting today.
Well, thank you.
So, Infinity Ltd learned a lesson the hard way, and we exposed the traitor among us. You've proven yourself to be quite the asset here at Ryujin.
I'll do my job.
Of course. But these particular assignments required a certain secrecy that most do not. I truly appreciate the work you put into exposing Ularu. No operative has ever had to investigate our own to the extent that you did. I can imagine it may have been a lot of pressure, considering you were fairly new at the time.
This is the right time to ask for a
Is
raise,
he hiding
right?
behind the door? He's scared. It's nothing I'm not used to.
Imogene's instincts were right about you. Now, as promised, I have your bonus. I hope you'll find it appropriate for all you've done. And I'm promoting you to senior operative. You've more than earned it.
Thank you.
It's well deserved. As for the details, I think someone back on the operations floor would prefer to explain those to you.
Imogene.
Take a break. Let's chat. Neon. You'd think it would be peaceful with all those calm waters and beautiful sunsets. But I can't think of any town that's more stressful. Reunion, Infinity Ltd. And there you were, navigating corporate bureaucracy like a professional.
Glad it's done. Couldn't take much more.
I hear you. Look, I know Neon is going to be Neon, no matter what any of us do about it. But you just let them keep working on that neural amp tech? Really?
It's grotesque, I agree.
Had a chance to rethink your actions since then, I hope. I'm sure they try to tell you all the ways it could help people. Stopping enemies before they can do harm. Maybe even helping people with neural damage, right? But you know it won't be like that. Not really. But if the bottom line is money, then this isn't going to benefit them. It'll be used to dominate them.
I didn't think about it like that.
Of course not. This is their business. Convincing people to take risks that aren't in their best interest. I know you were hoping for the best, but they knew that and used it against you. I just hope somebody within their own ranks is able to derail it now. Anyway, not that I care a ton about the internal politics of some ethically dubious megacorp, but... So, Masako, huh? I mean, between her and Ularu Chen, I get it, but you don't trust her, do you?
Trust any of them.
Well, I trust you, and I'm glad the choice was yours and not mine. Anyway, you didn't happen to pick up any investment tips while you were in there? Just kidding. I don't even want to know.
Buy some stock before Neuro Amp comes out. Where am I going? Should we go to the eye? I think we have a few more. Yeah, let's go to the eye. I think we only got a few more powers to pick up.
Guys, we're entering United Colony space. Please maintain course and prepare to be scanned. And complete. Enjoy your stay in New Atlantis.
Yeah, so we'll pick these up and we'll probably call it a night here. Yeah, I think we'll have a stream tomorrow night. Probably just from 8 o'clock. I think 8 p.m. is what we're gonna do. And yeah, we'll start getting some of these. I wouldn't mind trying to get all the powers, and then yeah, we'll work on the main story.
Time to cycle the airlock and move.
I heard you're fluent in over 24 verbal and
Spend so much time looking at the scans. I can see star systems orbiting in my head. Gave up my room in the lodge so Andreja had a place to call her own. Everyone needs space to let their thoughts run solo.
You can point me another artifact temple.
Lucky I noticed a pattern in one of those artifacts you pulled out. Here.
power from RNA 1. All right. So we'll hop on our ship. And we'll call it a night.
Hey, you might want this.
Let's get to the bridge.
I can't believe I get to stand near you, breathing the same air.
Wait, I'm fine. Oh, I do have a skill point. Not enough ship battles. One more grav jump away from the weight. Ships repair faster. Let's do the jetpack. Doubles previous bonuses. That's kind of nice, actually. Perfect. All right, so we're going to end it here. And, yeah, we're going to mainly work on the main story. So tomorrow night's stream will work on the main story and picking up powers. It says we have 4 undiscovered temples, which we're going to find one. Not sure. All these dots, they're saying undiscovered. But like there's a lot more than 4. But yeah. So that's what we're going to work on. And if we get done with the game Friday, we'll probably do a demo day on Sunday. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. There's a lot of demos I want to play. I want to give it a try. Also, in a couple weeks, there's going to be Steam Next Fest. There's already a few demos that I believe they're going to be on there. I'm kind of interested. So we might have a day out of that week where we're going to do a demo day possibly, or stream an extra day for a demo day. And then on the 3rd, we're going to start Lamplighters League. But yeah, we're going to end here. So I just like to thank you all for spending some time here. If you did enjoy this, give me that thumbs up. If you'd like to see more content like this, please subscribe. I'll see you all next time.